American patriots, you may or may not agree with what I'm about to say, but this is not the time for reservation or political correctness. What lies before us is of grave concern to freedom. Because of what you chance to lose by remaining silent, silence shouldn't even be an option. I feel that if I don't voice my opinion for fear of ridicule, that in itself constitutes treason toward my country, the very country which I hold dearly. It's normal for you to want to close your eyes to the truth and pretend nothing's wrong. In this, I suppose you find some kind of security or hope. But is this the action of free men and women that value liberty? Is our desire to feel secure so powerful as to have us ignore everything that's happening around us? As for myself, no matter the fear or hopelessness that I may feel, I prefer to know the truth so that I may prepare for it. I have only one way of knowing what path to take in my life, and that's from my personal experience. I have no way of knowing what the future holds, except looking at what has happened in the past. And looking at the past, I'd like to know what our government has done for us in the past 40 years that justifies us in closing our eyes. Is it the eloquent words of which the politicians speak? Is it the childlike ignorance and innocent demeanor of George Bush as he shredded our Constitution? Don't allow yourselves to be betrayed by smiles and charms. Ask yourself, do we allow the Constitution to be trampled on simply because we trust the intentions of men with smiles and smooth words? Is it necessary that we have a police state, unconstitutional searches, Americans on watch lists, weapons bans, illegal wiretapping, and military allowed on our streets? Is this necessary to control the masses? Has the average American shown themselves to be such a threat that these liberties must be encroached on for our own safety? Don't fool yourselves, patriots. These are the actions of a government asserting its power over the people, turning you into a subject instead of a free man. This is the last step to a tyrannical government. I ask you, what is the purpose of hundreds of unconstitutional laws, if not to slowly condition us to submission? Can anyone justify stripping a law-abiding citizen of their liberties? Have the American people threatened the government or themselves so much as to warrant the actions that have been taken against them? No! The stripping of rights by a government without the consent of those governed is simple enslavement. What are we to do to secure our freedoms? Should we argue to the very courts that place those shackles on our freedoms? Because we've tried that for years. Is there any other way for us to regain our freedom? We contact our congressmen. We write our senators. We petition the courts. We try every avenue that is possible. Yet it all feels in vain. Should we just give up our rights and become humble servants? What rights do we allow the government to intrude on that we have not already? At what point do we draw the line in the sand? We have and we will continue to do everything in our power to find peaceful resolution. I do fear, however, if we are to ever truly be free again, there may be a time where we're going to have to stand up and fight. They tell us that we stand no chance against such a powerful government, but when will we ever fare a better chance? Will it be in a year? Will it be in 5 years? Will it be after the government bans assault rifles permanently? Or perhaps after they disarm us altogether? Do we fight our freedoms with petitions and inaction until the government has us bound to their rule? Patriots, we are not overpowered. If we unite under one banner of freedom and fight for our children's liberty and the defense of the Constitution, Our resolve is invincible to any standing army. They might be able to take the very breath from our lungs, but they can never rip the freedoms from our souls. Over the last 100 years, the government has succeeded in continuously stripping one freedom after the next from us. Are we not less free to live our lives today without government intrusion than we have ever been in our history? The government will never give you more freedom than you are willing to fight for. There is no retreat but in submission and in slavery. The chains have already been forged. Are you going to allow your children and your grandchildren to bear those chains? Are you going to stand idly by and cry out for peace while the government wages war on your freedoms? Is your life so precious, or your safety so paramount, that you would allow yourself to bear the shackles bound by the very government that was instated by the people? I don't know what course of action you plan on taking in this, but I can tell you for myself, give me liberty or give me death.